afternoon, and good evening. My name is Lois Kofi. I'm the co-founder of Virtual Global Coaching. Well, you'll hear more about what we're up to and how we all got started in 2020. We're going to start first with our probably the most valuable thing for everyone here right now is to be able to hear your other members speak and share. And we have our guest today. Welcome, welcome. So we have our 40-second asks. What I call your 40-second ask, basically, who are you, where you're from, your business name, and then what are you looking for right now? How can we help you grow, expand? And one of the main reasons that VGC exists, as you'll see and hear from different people from all over the globe, is to help you expand internationally. So if you are specifically looking for international referrals, this is a phenomenal group to do that in, because we have India, we have Finland, of course we have Minnesota, we have California. So just to kind of give you an idea of the makeup of this group, so you can put that into your ask. And what I'll go ahead and do actually is I'll look for our members, our paid members. I'll have you guys take the lead since you guys, so we'll do all the paid members first, and then we'll do our visitors after that. So if you don't mind kicking us off, Bhakti, because I know this is old hat to you. You're a seasoned actually member. You're one of our early adopters, one of our founder members. So I am going to time you guys. So when you get to 30 seconds, I'm going to show you where you're at, so you can start to know that you want to wrap up with your conversation. So I'm actually going to stop sharing the screen. I think you guys know what to say, just so we can see your beautiful faces, and then we'll go from there. Okay, sound good, guys? Here we go. Take it away, Bhakti.
I'm Bhakti Ashai with the Bright Path from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And I've been meditating for 15 years, had a great life, but my heart was telling me there was more. And what I'm looking for is people that know from their heart that there's more to life than what they're experiencing. And it's a very simple practice, but effective. Circumvent all the mental constructs of the mind and focus on that still silent place within, which is who we truly are. I look forward to hearing from you or anyone else that you know. Thank you.
So no ask for you today? It's all good. It's all good. Raja, we'll have Raja go next, and then Sailesh.
Yeah, am I audible?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Very good morning and good evening to everyone. My name is Raja and I'm from India, and I'm working past 8 to 9 years in the marketing in the steel industry. And I'm looking forward to in this group on future also to improve my communication skills, public speaking, and improve my ability about marketing and sales skills. So this is all about. Thank you.
Awesome. Sailesh, would you like to go next?
Hey, Sailesh, you're on mute.
We can actually, if Deepak, do you want to go, or should we have our visitors go? We could come back to Sailesh. We can circle back.
Yeah, no. Let the visitors do it first.
Awesome. I'm just going to go in order of who I see here on the screen. So Pam, why don't you go next? 40 seconds.
Sure. Good morning, everyone. My name is Pam Covarrubias. I am a business coach. I'm in San Diego, California. And I don't have an ask. I would just love to meet people. I coach primarily women of color on their business. And so I guess if you know a woman who's looking to grow their business, send it my way. And I focus on productivity. That's mainly my thing. And really helping them use their voice.
Awesome. Yeah, Pam, she's very humble. She's got a really powerful story and a podcast. So you will want to connect with her. Petri, how about you going next? Petri, and then Purnima. I don't know if Deepak's going to speak on Purnima's behalf, but go ahead, Petri, take it away.
Okay, thanks, Lois. Yeah, as you can see, I'm from Finland. So it's the second biggest lake there, and this is my summer place. So actually, but I'm living in Helsinki. It's only an hour and a half drive from there. And I'm actually in health business and also working in US. So of course, that's my biggest ambition, to help people live better life. And actually, we had LinkedIn Live with Lois. Actually, it was week ago on Wednesday. We had LinkedIn Live with her. So go to see it if you didn't see it yet. And we are talking about health there. So things which are important for us. And what I'm searching for, I'm actually searching for people who would like to be healthy, especially at the moment, who want to boost their immune system. So let me know. Thank you.
Awesome.
Namaste.
I saw Purnima's message. She's not able to share audio. So Deepak, if you would explain, I know that happens.
Talk both about Sailesh and Purnima, and since Sailesh also, I think, is not audible. So Sailesh is a Kaizen life coach. He's worked in the manufacturing industry for many years, and in the last few months has gone to his dream passion, which is life coaching. He's come up with a couple of webinars in the last month, and it's been awesome. He's connecting the 5S secrets, which is, Seiko, Shiro, all the secrets of the Japanese secrets, and connecting into life coaching and incremental improvement to improve your work and life balance. Purnima was the chief editor of the World Moms Blog Network, and she's also got an award from the UN in the US. So she is an expert writer. And
who is this? I'm sorry. Did you switch
Purnima.
to another person? I'm
Purnima.
sorry. I wanted to
Purnima.
make sure. Okay.
So she is an expert writer, coming up with her own book, writes her own blog, and is followed by many people across the world. She is created a platform called the Joyful Woman Coach, and she specializes in something called as a Glow webinars. A lot of women are fans of her, and she ensures it's her vision to make women more joyful in life. Woman specialist. Now I leave it to Vivek and Anirudh. I hope they can unmute and talk.
Yes, Vivek. Would you like to share?
Vivek,
And if not,
Vivek or Anirudh, both of you unmute. Anybody can unmute and share.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
Working with the consumer electronic industry as a service operation manager for the past 15 years. So I believe actually I joined a bit late, so I was not aware like what was the like initial introduction and what all things were being asked.
So just tell
this
about
is all about me.
what your background and what you're looking for. That's about it.
Because since I'm from like consumer, I'm into like customer handling profile, and I'm into process excellence as well. So I just want to have like a deep insight about the same, and how can like we can go and like can have a better communication, and to get something out of it. This is what exactly I'm looking for.
awesome. Wonderful.
Awesome.
And Deepak, you know who came. I'll let you guide the next.
So Ruchi, you want to go next? We're just talking about our background and what we're looking at from the meeting. That's it, 40 seconds.
Awesome. I think 10 seconds are already over. Unmuting myself. First of all, I must apologize to join in a little late. I had a surprise call from overseas from a potential client, and so I didn't want to sort of surprise, and I didn't want to let it go. So I'm Ruchi, and I am a yoga teacher, holistic wellness coach, a holistic therapist, which means I teach yoga. I treat people for all kinds of lifestyle or non-communicable disorders using holistic sciences. And I also am a wellness version of a life coach for a few business leaders. So this is my description.
Perfect.
Awesome, Ruchi. Thank you. Vivek?
I think we have 2 more people.
Yeah. Meher, you want to go next? Meher Krishna?
Sir, hi, good evening, Vivek this side.
Hi.
Good morning and good evening to everyone. My name is Vivek Sachan, and I am a relationship manager at State Bank of India. and I am into the banking industry since last 5.5 years. And the purpose and what I'm looking for here is kind of a self motivation. So I am planning uh, for certain courses which required a good amount of dedication in my field, and there are certain times which comes wherein you feel a little low in your life, whether it is a professional or personal life. So I'm just looking for a self motivation kind of a thing. I mean, there's something which I could learn and implement in my life throughout my life. That's all. Thank you so much.
Thank you
Awesome.
so much, Vivek. And Meher, you want to go next? So,
And please do type your contact information in the chat. Again, this is the networking portion. We'll go on to the featured training and coaching here as soon as we're done.
Vani, you want to go next? So Vani is from California. And so Vani, guess what? Even Lewis is from California. And you want to quickly say your background, Vani? Yeah.
My background, I'm an engineer like you, worked for a while, and I'm kind of semi-retired now.
Okay, cool.
That's a quick, I'm sorry, I just came in here, so I'm not sure the discussion, what was happening. But
You're just talking.
I'm just sitting in, I'm just sitting in and seeing, Deepak is my college mate, so I'm just looking, he asked me to just join in and see, and that's what I'm doing.
Awesome.
Awesome. Did we capture everyone? Because we do want to keep going for sake of time.
Yeah, let's go ahead. Yes.
And I'll just share really, really quickly. For me, Lois Kofi, I'm based here in Southern California, and I have 20 years of sales training experience. So I am a sales trainer. I am also a podcaster. I'm relaunching my podcast on July 20th that week. So if you know someone globally that speaks English that has a podcast, I'd love to be a guest on their podcast and return the favor. That would be a great referral for me right now. And Deepak, do you have anything you want to share?
Nothing. I think let's just start on. Everybody knows me here, so.
Wonderful. Well, thank you guys so much again. We started off with our asks and we started off with our shares. So Deepak and we essentially started virtual global coaching. It was a dream late last year. And Deepak and I have known each other for over a year now. I've actually worked with him. I've hired him. He's done great work. He's even helped my daughter with his amazing Healify healing techniques. And he's just a great friend and a great resource. And we actually didn't realize that a year ago when we started planting seeds to create a virtual global networking program that includes coaching, we had no idea that it was going to be perfectly timed for what's going on right now. So we are, as most of you know, experiencing COVID-19. A lot of countries have been shut down. Some are actually still shut down. And even here, as we head into the 4th of July, Independence Day weekend here in America, they are threatening to shut everything down again because of the spiking and the increase. So were you prepared for this? Were you ready, willing and able to sell almost 100% virtually? For most of us, that is necessary or required. If you can't do business face-to-face, belly-to-belly, have you been able to pivot? Right here on this screen, I love this picture. It talks about how to get ready for a recession. Well, we're in it. They say it's probably going to be all of 2020, all of 2021, and obviously none of us have a crystal ball. We don't know what 2022 is going to look like. But over in America, we have 33+ million unemployed. 40% of those jobs will probably not likely come back. So a lot of people are starting new businesses. A lot of people are having to pivot. So our outcomes today for you is obviously the first part, make all the global connections you can. So please do make sure you get all the contact information or whoever you wanted to connect with today. You heard there was a lot of synergies between the different industries, even when you are in different countries. And then of course, we do have an opportunity, if you choose to apply to become a member as a guest, much like BNI, even though we're not like BNI, we're not exclusive and we'll always be online. You can have 2 free visits and then you get to decide if you want to be a part of this. So what did or do you want in 2020? When you started 2020, January 1st, And I know most of us have heard of New Year's resolutions. We call it, instead of resolutions, your vision, your dreams, your aspirations. Did you want to be healthier and more fit? I know we got some phenomenal health and fitness and meditation experts and gurus on here. Did you want more time with family and better relationships? Did you want to travel more? Did you want to build and expand your team and your business? Did you want to make more money? And we just passed the halfway point, guys. Yesterday, July 1st, was the beginning of the third quarter. If you are familiar with the 12-week year, I'm certified to train in that. I started my third 12-week year this week on Monday. Really not giving up on my goals and dreams because of COVID-19. That's an external thing. And anything is still possible. Maybe the first 6 months didn't go quite the way you thought it could or should or would, because of the pandemic and the recession. However, today we start with a clean slate, and we'd love for you to share in the chat right now if you want to. I know, because sometimes dreams can be a very private thing. If you have a dream or something you want to accomplish this quarter or the remainder of the 6 months that we have left in this very, very fascinating year, please drop it in the chat. That actually helps me speak to you directly as we go through this process. And why do I have such a passion and a heart for this current time, and maybe for what you or someone you know may be experiencing? Really quickly, I had what I thought was an amazing life in my mid to late 20s. I was a sales trainer in the real estate industry. I was making 250 grand a year. I just had the ability to travel at a moment's notice. I was building $1 million primary residence on the lakefront shores of Tempe Town Lake in Arizona, which is right across from Arizona State University, Mill Avenue. If you've ever been there, you know what I'm talking about, because it's iconic in that state of Arizona. And I never saw the recession coming. We didn't have a pandemic in 2006, but it was a recession that shut down my life and the lives of millions of people who didn't see it coming. I actually ended up losing everything, including 3 foreclosures, including my car getting repossessed, my bank accounts cleaned out, my business partners skipped town, and I was very alone, very afraid. And essentially, if I didn't have a bicycle, because I was an Ironman triathlete, I had my own version of shelter in place. Okay, like I couldn't imagine cycling to go meet with someone, depending on who it was. If they were a runner and they had their running clothes on, it was probably fine that I was a little sweaty, but I had to learn how to sell virtually. I had to learn how to sell from home. I had to learn how to do everything all over again. Guess what? With no money. All I could afford at the moment, because I was hustling, I was babysitting, I was doing all sorts of stuff to try to put together, scrape some money, applying for waitressing jobs. No one was hiring, because this was, again, the Great Recession of 2006 and 7 and 8. For me, it was a 3-year process, just like, again, right now could be a 2 or 3 year process. So I was able to, with the help of mentors, with the help of coaches, and actually healers. If you know, my podcast is called Healthy and Wealthy and Wise, because of what I call my trinity, my triangle, my trilogy of what helped me get out of that 3-year recession at the best health of my life, and in my mind, the best wealth. I didn't get back to 6 figures right away, but I had much better wisdom and knowledge and experience. When you learn and you go through lessons like that, no one can take that away from you. They can take away your money. I know millionaires who've been bankrupt multiple times and they always come back better. And so I was able to do that as well. So what I'm going to share with you today, all throughout this conversation, is how I was able to bounce back, be a top recruiter and top salesperson again, travel the world, and of course, you know, resting on the laurels of my childhood. I was raised on a farm, so I really focused on farming, not the actual farm that, you know, my dad was doing all of his work on, but building a farm of connections and relationships, and in this case, global connections. And I don't know if you can identify with this right now, if you are maybe going through or have gone through trauma loss or grief this year because of this huge shutdown, unforeseen shift. Again, I don't think any one of us saw it coming, even as late as February 1st. And maybe you've lost hope, or maybe you know someone who's lost hope that you can invite to our next free class. But when I was going through that process, hope is what was keeping me going. And if you've ever saw the movie Shawshank Redemption, if not, I highly recommend it. I actually watched it probably about 50 times during the Great Recession to keep myself going, because whenever you feel like you've in my case lost everything, I kind of felt like I was in my own prison. And in this movie, Andy Dufresne was wrongly imprisoned for something he didn't do. That makes it even worse. He didn't do the murder that the double murder that he was sentenced to 2 lifetimes back to back in prison. And yet he never gave up hope for freedom. He never gave up hope for global travel and financial freedom. And he found a way. Where there's a will, right, there's a way. And he got out smelling like a rose. If you see the movie, that's kind of a funny joke. You'll have to watch the movie to catch what I'm talking about. And he found his freedom. And so that's what we want to give you guys today is hope. And part of one of the things that we teach week after week, month after month through this program and through our network is something that actually Deepak introduced this to me. And it's a Japanese distinction called ikigai. It's a reason for being. And that was the gift that I found when I had lost everything. I got to start all over. I got to say, hey, what do I want to be when I grow up? What can I do to make a difference? What is my purpose on this planet? Why am I still alive? You know, I had friends that committed suicide during the Great Recession, and I actually kind of thought that wasn't a bad idea because I had hit what I called rock bottom. And thankfully, because of mentors and coaches and networking like this, I was able to move forward in life with a clean slate and figure out, you know, what do I love to do? What is my mission in life? What can I do as a vocation to bring that to the world? And, you know, maybe it's a profession, it's a passion, whatever you want to call it. Definitely not a hobby, but something that I could also get paid lots and lots of money for and be able to go out in the world, live, breathe, move, and make a difference. That's what I want for you, or whatever your vision and goals. I saw some goals, and those are great. I would even say go deeper. Like, why are you here? Why are you still breathing? You know, what is your purpose? How do you create and inspire change in and around those people that are around you? And I do believe there's no accidents, no coincidences. You are here for a reason right now. And you can be able to share this message with other people and bring hope. Where right now we have a lot of people that are becoming homeless because of this recession and this pandemic. We have a lot of people who are searching for meaning. And there's a great book, Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. If you haven't ever read it, to me, that also talks about ikigai. So have you figured out your ikigai? Do you need help or assistance and support to finding that? We would love to help you with that. Another thing that I did once I, you know, kind of got myself together was I built my mindset every single day. You can't really see it here, but on my clipboard, they call me Coach Lois because I was a running coach. I've coached thousands of runners in health and fitness, but also as a business saleswoman coach, I've always had a clipboard because I always wanted to get the story of my prospect, and I also wanted to fuel my mind with good things first thing every morning. That first 5 minutes every day when you wake up, no matter what happened last night, if you had an argument with your spouse, whether you ate something or drank something you probably shouldn't have, and you got up in the middle of the night, went to the bathroom a few times or whatever, none of that matters. What matters is when you wake up, how you start your day and how you really move through the first 3 to 4 hours of your day is going to determine how the rest of your day is going to go. That's what my mentors taught me. Do you get your physical, mental, and spiritual boost during that time? So that first 5 minutes of the day is mission critical. And asking yourself throughout the day, just kind of checking in. I actually have alarms that go off on my phone, 9 a.m., 3 and 6, because those are different times of the day where I might have a lull. Oops, in the action. Didn't mean to turn that on. And it's asking me, how am I showing up right now? How am I showing up? And why is that important? Well, how you do anything is how you do everything, and how you show up in a meeting, how you show up with your family, how you show up to yourself makes a difference to your bank account, makes a difference to your social capital and your relationships, makes a difference to your inner circle, which if you have a husband or a wife or family or partners in your space, my hope is that you want to show up with excellence and be a light. Here we go. Be a light to them. That was my flashlight that I didn't mean to turn on, but apparently it came on for you guys. So thoughts are things, and things can be changed. If you wake up and you're just like feeling cranky, woke up on the wrong side of the bed, guess what? Who can change that? It's you. To think is to create. So and I'm going to talk about this in a little bit, but Deepak and I have talked about this, 90% of your results comes from your subconscious mind. And so if you're not happy with where you're at, you're not a tree, right? You're not planted. You can change it, and it all starts with your mind. So really quickly, part of having that fortitude and desire and passion to move forward in life is having some kind of daily, weekly, monthly goals. Now we could go deeper into this, and that's what we do on our, if you become a member of VGC, we take turns, Deepak and I, and we go deeper. Today I'm just scratching the surface and trying to get done in less than 40 minutes. But really writing or speaking your vision every day, your vision for 2020 earlier when I talked about that, what did you want to create this year? What do you want to create this quarter? So on my phone, I've recorded my vision. I listen to it every morning, first thing when I wake up. So no matter what I have going on, if I have some stinking thinking, if I had a bad dream, I listen to that right away, and it gives me a conscious interrupt. Writing it down can also give me a conscious interrupt. And then knowing that my goals are SMART. And so the S in SMART goals stands for specific. Are your goals specific? And you probably have heard this before, so I'm going to go through this really quickly. And if you haven't, we do have the recording. So S stands for specific. M stands for measurable. If you just say, I want more customers, well, I can't help you because I don't know what that means. If you tell me you want 5 more customers, then we can have a plan. If you want, I know Pam, she's also a coach, so she probably already has a SMART plan for this, but she wants 5,000 downloads, I believe, was it a day, of her podcast. And that's inspiring to me. So I love it when you guys share your goals, because I just launched a podcast, just figuring all that stuff out. So how are you going to get there? You have to have a measurement. Otherwise, you're going nowhere without a roadmap. A is attainable. Is it truly attainable? It's like we always had this joke, if you know who Shaquille O'Neal is, he could never be a horse jockey, right? He's way too big. He weighs way too much, right? He's like 300 and some pounds. A jockey can really only be 90 to 100 pounds soaking wet in order for that horse to win the race, right? So it's got to be attainable. The R, though, kind of on the flip side of that, is it risky? Does it make you have some kind of visceral reaction, or does it like get you fired up and a little scared? For me, I know it's good if I feel like throwing up, because that is a good sign. Every time before I ran a race back in the day, a 5K or a marathon, I always had that nervous energy, that excitement, a little bit of fear of, oh my gosh, is this really going to happen? Am I going to accomplish my goal? That's what the R means. And T is timeline. If you don't have a deadline, if you do not have a deadline, how are you going to get there? Again, the measurable and the deadline piece, those are mission critical for your success, to keep you going and to be able to reverse engineer to know what you're supposed to do day by day, week by week, month by month. So do you need help setting SMART goals that can be customized to you? I don't know anybody that doesn't, but if you already got a coach, you're already on your way, and that's fantastic. This is something that Deepak also shares and teaches on a lot, is what you focus on expands, and you can only focus on the things right here in the middle where the squiggly kind of like fuchsia pinkish line is, the lines that say, what can I focus on? You can only control certain things. You can't control COVID-19. You can't maybe control the president of your country, right? If you know what I'm talking about. You can only control what's right here and what matters to you, to your family, and that would be your daily activity, your daily goals, your mindset, and of course, your bank account. Whatever you focus on expands and grows. Those are just some examples. We can help you figure out more. And a lot of that is, again, related to your subconscious habits. Whatever you do every day is an extension of what's going on within yourself. And so if you want a stronger tomorrow, like me, it took me 5 years to recover from the last recession. This time I was ready. I was like, boom, pivot. I did a 180 just like that, but it is because of 5 years experience, and then it's been 13 years since then. So I was prepared. I'd been working on my subconscious mind. If you haven't been able to pivot like that, guess what? We're here to help you. The next thing, and this is really paramount to me and important to my training, because especially since this year, I've launched a podcast, I've got more influence, same thing with Deepak. Everybody is just selling online on WhatsApp. I get messages now every day on Facebook, LinkedIn, and WhatsApp. I'm about ready to shoot my phone. Just kidding, I won't do it. But it's because people part of it is desperation. They're trying, they know that if you're an influencer, people are always going to be wanting your time and trying to take advantage of you and your kindness. And the thing is you got to develop that trust and rapport first. You don't just hit someone over the head with your product or service. That doesn't work. Put yourself in that person's shoes when you're sending them a message and you're soliciting them. You don't know what happened on the other side. Maybe they just had an argument with their spouse. Maybe someone just died. Maybe they just lost their job. Think first, listen second, and form the relationship. And there's a saying, we were given 2 ears, 1 mouth, but I feel like now people are just so trigger happy with their 2 thumbs that they're just sending messages blindly. It's another version of cold calling and spam, right, guys? Don't do that. So you want to form the relationship. And this is something I've been using for 20 years, guys, and it's made me a lot of money. So I hope you take this seriously and write this down if you don't already have this acronym memorized. There's actually 2 versions, form and Ford, like the car. But for this today, form the relationship just makes sense. So F stands for family. Check in with someone. How's your family? Ask questions. And this is of someone you're just meeting and someone you've already met, but you're just checking in first. You're caring about them first, not, what's in it for me, right? Then ask them, how's work? That's the O, occupation. Family, occupation, check in. Maybe they lost their job. They may not have the funds or resources in this moment or the mental capacity to talk to you about whatever it is that you do or what you're selling or things of that nature. R stands for recreation. That one's a little bit of a sensitive one right now. Maybe they love to travel and their country's in lockdown. Fortunately, we've been able to travel here in California. I'm staying mostly in state. I'm hoping to go to Minnesota later this month. But being able to have conversations with people and maybe encouraging and giving them hope. One of my favorite examples is people who can't go to the gym or don't want to go to the gym because they're scared. That's one of their hobbies. I will refer them to an online personal trainer or an app or something that's free that can help them do something. If you show people how much you care first, then they're going to be more interested in talking to you about what you got going on. So what is their favorite recreation, hobbies, pastimes, things that they love? And then M is their mission, their message. If it was D, it would be their dreams. Just like I asked you at the beginning here, what are your dreams? What's your mission? What are you about? What is your message? And when you ask that about someone else and you make it about them, you're interested instead of interesting. They're going to want to talk to you. They're going to be curious. And that's how you connect with people. That's the best way. Don't, just because, yes, we can send 20, 30 messages on text or on wherever, make sure you have authentic conversations every day. I have a goal to have 5 authentic conversations every day with people. I'll get them offline as fast as possible, whether it's a WhatsApp call, Zoom, maybe even inviting them to a webinar, something that's makes sense for them, right? So how many connects can you make a day that can help you get you closer to your goals? Right now, it's a good time also. This is another coaching tip, is learning an online skill. Pam and I have podcasts. I know Bhakti and his meditation, they've pivoted into this whole new universe of online teaching, right? And maybe you've never done that before. Maybe that's scary. But guess what? It's never been easier to expand your business globally. And having a plan for that is critical. We'll coach you on that. How do you build an audience? How do you connect with them? A couple of the things that you can do to help you. I do CRM coaching and helping people. I know Deepak and I have a joint CRM that helps us with our social media marketing, that helps us have lead magnets and landing pages and all that kind of stuff. That's important too. So looking into CRMs, looking into landing pages, whether you want to have a YouTube channel, a Facebook fan page, getting good at Zoom or StreamYard webinars, blogging, publishing an ebook. I'm working on publishing another ebook right now because it's a great way to have people find me and know what I'm all about without, having as much time that I can meeting face-to-face, belly to belly. Affiliate programs, those are happening right now. We do training on that. Podcasts, of course, I started my podcast because of the pandemic. It was like, you know what? I got to have another way to reach people and build an audience. The cool thing about creating stuff online is once you create it, it's there forever. That's why you want to be methodical in your choices and your branding and your messaging. We can help you do that. Last but not least, are you a master steward of your time? I know this picture is wrong. I got to change that. There's not 1,440 minutes in an hour, but we were all given the same 24 hours in a day. And yet, why is it that there are people out there that get so much done? You're like, how do they do that? And if they're smart, they're not workaholics. I've been there, done that, bought the t-shirt. There is about creating a balance. Because working from home, it's easy to become a workaholic and just sit in front of the screen all day, every day. And that's not healthy either. We're not here to teach you to become workaholics. So I would encourage you to read the book, The 12-Week Year by Brian Moran. Phenomenal book. I read that book, it's been 4.5, almost 5 years. 5 years this month, I read that book. And literally, it cleared the clutter, helped me put structure into my day. And because of that, I've actually been able to learn and repeat, rinse and repeat. So every 12 weeks, otherwise known as a quarter, I get more done than the average person does in 12 months. And it's not because I work around the clock. It's because I'm structured. I'm a steward of my time. Time is our most, that I know of, and somebody please tell me if I'm wrong, their most non-renewable asset. You can lose all your money, but money can be remade. If you lose this hour, and I'm not saying that this was a loss for you, but if you can't get this hour back. So that's why we always say, thank you so much for creating the time and investing and depositing your time with us. And if you look at that, if you look at your time as a financial investment, where are you depositing your time? Where are you spending your time? Do you have a time budget? Really quickly, because I don't want to run out of time, right? Let me see if I'm going to show you. We have in the 12-week year, we have a model work week, an ideal work week. Do you structure your days, your hours, your weeks? In fact, if anybody wants to comment on that in there, what tools do you use? I'm always open to learning from others. What tools do you use to manage your time, to budget your time? Here's one of my tools. And I coach people on this, is putting, oh, good. There we go. I see that, Bhakti. Wonderful. So this is part of what I coach you on. And together with Deepak, this is just an example, but do you plan your week? and work your plan. Jim Rohn always says, when you start your day or your week or your month, Lois, when it's finished on paper. Don't just rely on Google. This is my opinion, okay? My personal experience. Don't just rely on Google. That's why I write down what I'm going to commit to every day on my daily compass and guide. And of course, I do use the 12-week year right here. And this is from that. I block out time like I budget my money so that I can create more time, freedom, financial freedom. And this is the #1 way to do that. As long as you have your SMART goals, right? And you know how you're expanding and building your social capital, and you know how to follow up and have conversations, then where do you put all that? You got to put it into your calendar and block it out and guard it like there's nobody's business. If you would make your appointments for yourself, and all of a sudden Facebook became more important, or a phone call that you weren't expecting that really wasn't helping you get closer to your goals ended up taking 2 hours of your time, and you didn't get your prospecting or your lead generation time in, or your follow-up time, or you missed an appointment where you could have met some new people. Just really be conscious of how you're spending your time and what's creating those distractions from you that's taking you away from your goals. And reflecting every day and making sure, you know, at the end of every day, before you put your head on your pillow, how did I spend my non-renewable asset of my time today? And free from judgment, as much logic as you can. Take the emotion out of it and just make sure that, you know, tomorrow's a new day. And if you need to, you can always do better. So as we wrap it up here, bringing back home to our final slides. Here again is one of my mentors, Brian Moran. He wrote the book, The 12-Week Year. Deepak, and I hope you got a lot of value out of today. You know, we do, again, these free sessions twice a month just to bring people into our universe and to learn and to grow, and to give you some kind of conscious interrupt and just check up from the neck up of, am I really present and conscious to what I'm creating on a daily basis? Or am I not where I quite want to be, and how do I get there? Would a guiding hand from Deepak and myself help us reach our goals? That's the most important thing. Also, are you looking to build your business globally, or just being able to build your network? And I've learned so much from Deepak and Raja and Sailesh. It's great having other people from other states in the US. It's great meeting people from Europe and from all over the world and seeing what's going on in your country right now and being on top of that, because you know that there's so much diversity. We can always learn something new from someone else. Like I learned Ikigai from Deepak, and that was life changing. And you need someone by your side that can help you, guide you through this journey of this recession and this pandemic. So just a reminder of who we are. And again, we're a tandem duo, dynamic duo. I'm a 12-week year trainer. I'm a sales trainer specifically focused on helping increase sales results in less time. Deepak, he's also a speaker. Founder of Healify and Speakology. We both combined have over 40+ years of experience of helping people, equip people to grow, expand their minds, and expand their bank accounts. Here's just a couple of quick testimonials of our joint clients that we've helped so far this year. Mary is a client who's been with us, and she's actually been in a company for 4 years where she didn't really excel in her own terms, even though she had world-class training and mentorship. A lot of companies have phenomenal training and mentorship, but they don't always have sales training, time management, and healing techniques to kind of really help you be your best version of yourself. So within just 30 days of working with us, she actually had her best month in 4 years and has continued to stay with us in our online program because of that. Kathy's a sales manager. She's a recruiter and also in the trenches herself. And she's actually used the 12-week year principles and our training to help her and her sales team. Both her and Mary actually started before the pandemic, thankfully. And they were prepared. Even just with a very short period of time with us, they were able to pivot just like that and be prepared. And we're looking to help more people like that. So whether this is for you or someone you know, we do work by referral. Why would someone choose VGC? Well, increased income, productivity, basically a lot of what I've already been talking about. Positive global relationships, so you can expand your social capital globally. And even if you're not looking to build your business outside of your state or your country, just the ideas, there could be one idea through this group that could be a breakthrough. And the connections and, what you do outside of this group and meeting and stuff, that's on your own time, and you can totally do that. I know Raja, if I can hopefully share this goal with them, he has an amazing goal of being a better speaker of English. And so he became a part of this group to be able to speak more English with English-speaking people. And it's just a beautiful thing. You never know, just like Deepak and I grew from a relationship and created a partnership, now that is creating a bigger expansion, and that's what we're looking to help you create within this group as well. So today we did want to share with you how you can become a member. Again, you get 2 free visits, and then becoming a member is the next step if you want. Second and fourth Thursday, so today's the 1st and 3rd. We do our networking. 2 weeks from now, Deepak will be leading the training, so his training is different. So if you want to, please come back for that. But then next week, as our 2nd Thursday of the month, we'll actually go deeper, much, much deeper in one of those topics that I talked about, or one of the topics that Deepak is a special expert on, and roll up our sleeves and coach you and pour into you, and also network and brainstorm and almost mastermind. We're just getting started, so we are a smaller group. However, our group goal is 100 members, by the end of 2020. So we got some work to do. And yet the opportunities, the networking, the masterminding, will be able to do breakout rooms and all that kind of stuff. You also get 1 free coaching session, 1 hour each from myself. So that's 2 hours of free coaching per year. Daily email, Facebook or WhatsApp, whatever your thing is. Private Facebook group, WhatsApp group. We are going to start doing some bonus, just once a month for now, speed networking sessions and having other guest speakers as we expand and grow. And then we do record every session so that you have it for life. So it's repurposed content just for you. It's private. It's never shared publicly. So we believe that if you saw value today and you want to take action, it's priceless. And actually we lowered the pricing to what we thought was what we consider affordable during this pandemic. So it's $50 per month. That's American. I have the rupees conversion here as well. Normally it's 75. I don't know when we're going to raise the price. Anyone who becomes a member now is grandfathered in. And just as a gentle reminder, for 50 bucks, I charge $500 an hour for one-on-one coaching. So just to give you a comparison. So again, you get 2 hours of coaching in a group session, meeting people from around the world, 2 hours worth of free one-on-one coaching, and all sorts of bonuses and bells and whistles from there. If anybody wants to become a member, you can sign on today or as soon as you would like, and you can cancel at any time. We don't do contracts. I actually need to take that out. It's $50 per month. It's a monthly subscription membership, kind of like a gym. And if someone wanted to, and we've had some people do this, sign up one time for life, and you can bring a business partner in, a spouse, a friend, a neighbor, whatever you like, for free. As long as they're approved, you can split the cost, and it's just a one-time payment for $397. For rupees, and Deepak, tell me if I'm wrong on this, but it's $3,500 for the month. And if you have any desire to pay us, you can just reach out and contact myself or Deepak. And then of course we'd be, remiss in saying or not sharing this. We do believe in value and creating value. And if you didn't see value in your first 30 days, you have a full money back guarantee. So you can come in for $50. Say you're not satisfied at your 29th day, essentially give us at least 24 hours notice, and we'll just cancel you and give you that refund. So we'll open it up for questions and answers here. I always like to finish with a positive quote, just because we do have like 8 minutes left. I will have to bounce, but does anybody have any questions as we close it out here today? Did you get some value today? Great question. So we have about a dozen people in the group. Not everyone showed up today, so the goal is lofty. But our goal is, to get people in. We also have an affiliate program for the month of July. If you bring anyone in and they sign up, you get a 20% referral fee or finder's fee, however you want to call that. And the max won't be 100. I was just sharing with you, that's our vision for 2020. Just trying to catch up here. Awesome.
Okay, so if I take my partner with me to this 1 year experience, I pay this $397, and this partner will come along.
Yep. We just gotta, confirm, partnership and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, absolutely. It's very simple, and I know you already, and trust you. We'd figured that out, and it's actually not a year. It's $397 for years, as long as Deepak and I are still kicking.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pam. Appreciate it. Anyone else have any questions? And I know, Bhakti, I didn't include your testimonial. I apologize. Do you want to share anything else? You're on mute right now. You're one of our founding members.
Yeah, well, what I found
over here. Bhakti is a member.
Yeah, what I found, my whole life, always what I've tried to do is find experts in their field to help. I mean, friends and family are nice, but it's the same stuff that I learned when I was a kid. Sometimes that's not the best. Yeah. and I was in a new situation. So what I did, I talked to Lois and got to know Deepak, and they've helped me immensely. And we're expanding. We used to have a real nice, meditation group, and now we've got people from Canada, Mexico, half a dozen different states that are joining us just through exposure. It's quite dynamic.
Okay, of course I have to ask, is it always this time, or what's the time?
Thank you. I did forget that. So yes, right now at this time, it is same time, same channel every week. What we wanted to do, it's 8 a.m. here in California. It's 8:30 in India. We wanted to be able to, as best we can, expand our reach and capture as many time zones as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good time in Finland because it's 6 p.m. So.
Okay, great.
10 a.m. in Minneapolis is great.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's a few people that we probably can't get it. I forget what time it is in Singapore right now, but you win some, you lose some. But
yeah, I think Singapore is +5.
They're
for
15
me. So
from me.
I think it's 11 p.m. So.
Yep.
And New Zealand is 19.
Yeah.
So Ruchi, any thoughts, questions? How did you find it?
So you're gonna have to repeat that.
Any thoughts at your end? How did you find the session, and any questions, clarifications?
It was an amazing session. I've taken down a lot of notes actually from what Louise was talking about. And it's going to take me a little while to absorb all of that. That's why I'm staying quiet, because there was so much, it just came as a, roller coaster, right, attack into me, because I just come from that call. It took me a while to adjust to it. So it's taking me a while to absorb everything that's happening here, and might get back to you and speak with you.
Sure.
Deepakji. Yeah.
Today we have a lot of people in health. We have Ruchi in yoga, Petri in health, Bhakti in meditation.
Yeah, and that was my background.
That's other things.
Yeah, it's all good. So I know I have to run. I have a coach client in 5 minutes, but Deepak, do you want to share what your, so if just so you guys are clear on this, because it's a lot to take in. Next week, Thursday, Deepak is going to be doing the paid members training. So that's why there weren't as many paid members here today, because they really came in for the deep dive training, which is next week, Thursday. Deepak, do you want to share what you're going to be talking about? If they signed up before next Thursday, they could take part in that.
Absolutely. So we have covered a few topics like Ikigai, visualization, as well as the big why, and we'll be actually moving ahead with summarizing that and a continuation of that into something which is called as the is, want, should, the need to be in flow, and the advantages of whatever Lewis and me have been doing it. It's almost like a cycle, and we try to move each one to a higher and higher level in the way they work and the way they're more effective.
Bhakti, did you have something to say, or were you just waving?
Oh no, I just wave goodbye to you and give a thumbs up.
Awesome.
Just being Bhakti.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. Just as a closing reminder, because I shared this, but I didn't speak it. This is one of my passions. When you think about your day to day, and you can get into a comfort zone, right? And we want to help you expand that comfort zone. If not us, please find someone, okay? Because life is not meant to be lived in the comfort zone. I truly believe that. I've failed much, however, is because I took those risks and I grew and learned from them and applied the wisdom of teachings of mentors and coaches, that I'm so much better off for it. Had I stayed in that space of the recession without mentors, coaches, and healers and teachers, I don't know if I'd be alive today. And so I encourage you to do one thing every day that scares you, whatever that means for you. That is different for everyone. Only you can know what that is. Just to step outside your comfort zone and to grow and expand. And once you grow and expand, you can't go back. Your brain can't go back to that same size once you've expanded it. And that's what we hope to provide for you guys. So thanks again for being here, taking this hour of your life and investing it with us. We hope that it gave you some good withdrawals that you can go out and apply today.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Lewis.
Thanks, Lawrence.
Yes,
I'll see you on Monday,
Thanks,
actually.
Lois.
yes,
In
thank you.
GPT.
Bye, Vani.
Thanks so much. It was amazing. Lots of learning over here just in that 1 hour. So yeah, we'll get back to you as soon as possible.
Thank you, Ruchi.
Great.
Have a good day and a good night, depending on what your time zone is.
Thanks, Anirudh.
Okay.
Vivek, and
Sleep well.
Late morning.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Look forward to
Okay.
seeing you again.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
See you guys.